still on the spiritual quest. Shush, my puppies are being annoying. Um, but Blues 2 is being released tomorrow or midnight. And so, real quick, I wanted to tell you the story behind Blues 2. Oh, shoot. I've got, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. So, anyway, yeah, I wanted to tell you the story behind Blues, which is which I released about 5 years ago. And I never told anybody the story, so I thought I'd give it a go. Okay, first of all, I grew up somewhat promiscuous, which is a story for later. My first relationship was really bad. I was 19, she was 19 and a half. I was a naive bad girl. Um, I was just ready to explode, basically. And she was a Hollywood street kid. She grew up there, at least her teenage years, on the streets. And we had a tumultuous 2 year relationship. Being with her gave me permission to do all the bad things that I wanted to. First and foremost, we had a totally SM relationship. Um, yeah. During our time together, I did everything I wanted to, including pulling tricks, working in a B&D house, um, and enabling her in selling drugs, which was kind of strange because I was clean at the time. Um, I basically gave up my will and my life, absolutely everything to her. So I left her after 2 years because she fucked around on me 4 days before Christmas when I had a wedding ring as a present underneath the tree. It's a bad time. Um, anyway, so I had, you know, I was a masochist, and there were a lot of things you could do to me, but you couldn't fuck around on me. And okay, when that relationship was over, uh, I wanted to die. I mean, quite literally, I wanted to die. I was on my friend's um, living room floor for 2 weeks. I could not get up. I lost my will to live. It was really bad. Um, so I knew that something had to change. I did a lot of work on me, and I figured out something. I could not hope to have anybody else love me if I was not willing to love myself in a literal, concrete way. And so I started to work on that. Let me see. I'm looking down at my notes. Um, then a few years later, I had a decent, loving relationship, lasted for 5 years. Um, I had changed mountains since the first relationship. This was not S&M. This is nothing. This was a nice, healthy relationship. Except in the beginning, we had agreed that love doesn't really last forever. So, so that was that. It's like I didn't know that we were making a pact, kind of. Anyway, so 5 years later, she falls out of love with me. I still don't believe that. I mean, that falling out of love stuff, but it doesn't matter. Um, I had no business making that agreement because I really did want a happily ever after. I just didn't have the hope. Um, and so I didn't have the self honesty to say that. What I got when we broke up was that no, because it hurts too much breaking up, right? And I thought, I'm not going to do this again unless unless we are decided that we both believe in happily ever after, and we work for that. Um, all of this, all of this has been perpetuated by learning to love myself. When I was in the first relationship, I obviously didn't love myself. You can't be a masochist and love yourself. Um, when I was in the second relationship, I did love myself, but not enough to hope for the future. And the relationship I'm in now, we just celebrated 30 years together. Yay! Oh my God, who'd have believed? I would not, I mean, come on. I was the little girl that wanted to get beat up in order to feel love. It's like the fact that I am in a loving, healthy relationship for 30 years is amazing. Anyway, that's what blues is about. That's what the lyrics are about. What blues 2 is about is that when I was writing blues, I heard it at a certain tempo. And when we were recording it, I was afraid that I couldn't make it sound good enough to be at a slowed down tempo, that my voice would show up too much. And so I let it be rushed. I let it be rushed. So that's basically it. The only thing that's really changed is the tempo. Um, and I think it sounds a lot better. But the fact that I was willing to re-release it is just more loving myself, or I don't know, more self-confidence, whatever. Anyway, that is my story of blues and blues 2. Enjoy. It's coming out tomorrow. Okay. Okay.